Okay, hello. I pulled down a video I made a few days ago on, oh, feeling drained when you're with the wrong kind of people and how it can disempower you and even make you sick. Then I compared it to vampire movies, how you can never, and a vampire can't come into your life or your home, step over the threshold unless he's invited, he or she. And then once you're bitten, you're infected, and it's like these movies. They always need a host, like they live off your blood. It's like if the vampires, it's they can only come out at night, so it's like they can only come out in the shadows. So there's kind of like this sneakiness behind it, like there's always something behind the agenda. And then the other thing is they can't even see their own reflection. So it is that they don't really exist unless they have a host. So they're like a parasite. And then once you're infected, you become like a zombie. And then guess what? You go infect people because if you've let that light dim out in your eyes or the child die within you, um, or it could be too, they infect you and you become addicted to something because you've just lost your way. So you didn't honor your temple, you didn't protect it. And then the other thing is the physical ailments that start happening. It's like when I ignored all the red flags and I started just putting up with everything because I had put so much on the line that I thought, okay, well, I've got too much invested. I gotta ride this thing out. And not only that, but when it became intimate, the relationship, I became very confused. So it was like, okay, ignore the red flags. But the body doesn't ignore the red flags. I started getting migraines. I started not being able to sleep. I started getting ulcers. I started getting incredibly depressed. My cortisol levels went off the chart, so then I started losing muscle mass and gaining fat. And wanted to keep sleeping. I had no ambition to do anything, so all I do was wanted to sleep. The migraines were very, very unusual for me because I just never get migraines. I started also having dreams that I was losing my hair, and I was losing my hair in real life. It was falling out like crazy, and I was like going, wow, it's just every time I took a shower, it's just like a handful of hair in the shower. I was like, oh my God. And then when I was having the dreams I was losing hair, I looked it up and it meant that you're losing your power. And it's just like the Indian trackers. When they worked for the military and they made them cut their hair off, they couldn't track anymore. So there is something said about the power that's in your hair. There's something about that. And even in the biblical stories, I think it's like Samson and Goliath or something, and they cut Samson's hair or whatever, and he lost his strength. So the other thing that, let me see, I made a little list here. So the other thing that you have to be very careful about is when you have sex with someone who doesn't have the best intentions for you, because I really do believe you are exchanging energy and you have astral cords that get connected. And even after you break up, if you haven't learned how to disconnect that energy, it's still like a live connection. And it took me a really, really long time to disconnect from this particular person that had me like under a spell. And I got to tell you, I didn't sleep, I swear, for a year. I aged a good 10 years. I mean, my face just, God, looks like just drained, just drained. It was just, I'm still getting back. I'm still getting healthier, but it's a long road. I mean, when you give so much, it's just a long way to recover from it. And I got to tell you, I will never ignore red flags again. I will never ignore my body telling me something's wrong. When you're crying, when you don't want to get up, when you don't feel inspired, oh my God, when you stop laughing, when nothing makes you laugh anymore. And the other thing that's really a red flag for me now is there is abuse when somebody's yelling at you all the time. But there's also abuse when they give you the cold shoulder. When they just ignore you completely, like you don't exist, and you go to bed and there's just like this ice in the room. It's being completely shut out. And it's one thing when someone needs space to be alone because they've had a rough day at work, or they don't feel well, or they just need quiet time. That's different. That's not abusive. That's just normal. That's just people sometimes really do need space, space to go walk the dog, space to take a quiet bath, space to go work out at the gym, or hang out with friends just to have a little versatility. That's different. I'm talking about you're supposed to be in the peak of love, and instead of being on a honeymoon, you're having like War of the Roses play out. And you're like not even knowing what happened. You're like, what did I do? What happened? I don't, why are we fighting? None of this makes sense. And you start getting scared because you start walking on eggshells, and then you're doing anything to avoid an argument. And now you're losing who you are. You don't even know who you are anymore because you're doing anything to just avoid an argument. And then that's what was happening to me. I started getting like fanatically cleaning the house just because I was so avoiding contact because I didn't want an argument. So I'd just get up and I'd start cleaning, and I would, this is crazy, but I'd mop the floor like 8 or 10 times in one day. I would go in and I'd clean the kitchen for hours and hours and hours. And it just started like becoming like a neuroticism, like where I was just neurotic about it. And I know it was just a way for me to channel the intense energy. And then what happened was when that stopped working, I just started getting sicker and sicker and sicker, like with the ulcers and stuff. And then when I finally left the situation and got out of there, then I had to deal with the backlash of everything, And so I just want to say that when you're in a situation that is not empowering you. A good relationship, you're going to feel better and better and better, and the love's going to grow, and the love's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever experienced. It's like if you love your job, you'll only get better at it. If you love to paint, you're going to become the best painter ever if you do it with love and you practice, just like piano or working out or training a horse or anything. You put the time in it with love and patience and perseverance, and it all flourishes. That's what love does. Love heals. Love, oh my God, love is the most beautiful thing we possess. So if whatever situation you're in, if it's not getting better and it's not healing and it's only stressing you out, it's time to make a big change. And that's ultimately what I had to do. And it was really hard because, I get very attached. I get attached to people and animals, and I love whenever I have a car, I take care of my car, my truck, and I love it. And, it hurts when I sell it, but, things like that. I mean, so much more with a human being. I really care about people when I get to know them. I care about them more than I care about myself, but that's changing. Like now I'm always going to put myself first now. I'm never, ever, ever going to put another person in front of me, ever. I mean, I don't care who it is. You have to care about yourself first, period. And then when you love yourself so much that you have the ability to give love where it doesn't drain you. But then another person should love themselves equally, and then it's a beautiful dance. It's a give and a take. But an abusive relationship on either side, it's if you can't communicate and you can't fix these issues, you gotta go get professional help, or you gotta walk away, because if you have to turn to antidepressant pills or sleeping pills to sleep, or have to have the television on all night because you need the distraction, if you're gaining a ton of weight or losing a ton of weight or picking up a vice like alcohol or cigarettes or something. It's like it's time to really look at the situation. You got this beautiful temple, take care of it. And don't ever let someone in your temple that doesn't belong there, like a vampire or a demon. That's your temple. Keep it sacred, keep it holy. Yeah, keep it sacred. It's just nothing belongs there that isn't going to honor you and love you and respect you. Period. That's it. Simple as that. So that's my video for today, and I hope this helps somebody. Because I tell you what, I wish I would have taken the rose-colored glasses off. That's all I can say. I really wish I would have just looked at what was happening to me and how my body was screaming, run, as my body was getting sick. I mean, I was getting sick, and I aged, and my hair falling out, and my stomach, ulcers and headaches, and oh my God, heart palpitations, even my throat. I couldn't sing. It happened to Shania Twain. When she went through her divorce, she couldn't sing. The same thing was happening to me. I couldn't sing. I was like shut off in my throat area. So, yeah, gosh, my hair falling out. I mean, it was just like, I remember I was even like breaking out in weird rashes and everything. It was just bizarre, just crazy. Pimples on pimples and, itchy skin and stuff, and like an eczema kind of thing. And my hands were breaking out in a weird rash, and whew, crazy, just absolutely crazy. So, okay. Hope this helps. Have a beautiful evening, and till next time.